All right. I think we just want to start here with the home page, and I wanted to just point out some things. We're going to use the home page as the way to walk through it, but you all know that you can come in off campus into the university page and then click on the library link wherever that is on this page, because I just really can't see that. Okay, I can see where it is, right?
It looks like Access Catalogs. Okay. I am pressing.
Okay. On the upper left side, you all know about Ask a Librarian. Okay, so that's a way you can get into. Sure, go ahead. You can get into tracking people down. Now, I gave you a brochure, a bunch of handouts, and two or three of the handouts are. There's the small one, which is the science librarians, and every one of the science librarians has a science degree in some area. We also have somebody who has a background in public health, besides yours truly. And then we have this one, Guide to the Libraries for Grads and Faculty. This is a slightly larger one. Again, if you need to track down me, or if you want to look for another specialist in another area, say communications or history or something, business, you can go in and look at those guides. So there are ways to track people down, and we have the Du Bois directory of what's on each floor. So if you can't get me, and I do house calls, so if you want to set something up where I come over to your office, I can do that. I'm tied up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays generically, but you could come over there. I just have to be on call to be there those three mornings. But other than that, I can come out and see you. You can call us. If you can't, generally, if I'm away, I will leave on my email a message that I'm gone for blank amount of time. If I'm only gone for a day or so, I won't do that. But then you can get in touch with me. You can send me an email. If it's a hurry and you don't seem to get a response right away, you can move on to one of these other people, like anybody in the science library.
How do you pronounce her name?
Oh, Nakaishi. Okay. The other person, you have a large white sheet in there, and we'll get to it in a bit, but my name and contact info for me is on there, and there's also Beth Lang, who's in the main library. She's a unit head, but you can also try to get her. So there are a bunch of us who can be there. So if I don't seem to respond in an hour, a couple of hours, and you don't think it's fast enough for what you're doing, track somebody else down.
Now, can we access any of these lists online? Like if I hit reference librarian, will that give me
just click on it and see what happens. That's, I think, the list of the subject specialists, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay.
Here are by specialty area,
yeah,
and then contacts. So let's go down and just see. Would you be under
nursing?
Nursing, right there, James Craig and Beth. And so there's your. That would be how we would get in touch with you.
Right, so you can email me, you can phone me.
Yeah.
As I say, if I don't seem to be around and you need something in a hurry, go to somebody else. We have an online email that's more generic, and that's on this Ask a Librarian page. If you send there, and some of your students will send there, if they think it's for me, then it'll be kicked on to me, and there may be a delay. So that's just something partly for your own edification, but for your teaching purposes, that maybe you alert your students they can do these things. But if they write to the general email ref, library. Okay. And you can see that the last comment there that Joan just clicked on, we can set up consultations. Last night I had a consultation with a nursing student at 6 o'clock and discovered something wrong with today's presentation, and so that's the way it goes. Let's go on to maybe what I need to do is be up at that end of the room so I can look at things a little better, because I'm just keeping track of where I am is turning out to be visually harder than I thought it might be.
And you just tell me what you want.
Sure. Okay, so if you back out of Ask a Librarian, oops, here I am falling out again. If you just back out the next step and we want to go out one. If you go click on where it says services, you see that That only,
service.
yeah, that only lists 4 or 5 of the services, but if you click on that link,
I didn't mean to do that. This
all right.
is very sensitive.
Anyway, those 4 or 5 are the most significant, but if you click on that link, because the format has changed, for those like Emma who's been here and Kate and Joan, they've probably seen how this has changed. But if you can click on that services, there's a bigger chunk of things in here, and what I wanted to point out to you, 4 or 5 down under how do I, there are lots of things like if you wanted to say how do I check a book out or how do I do a reserve or something, you should be able to go in there, or you can go in and find out other things about separate reserve functions. But if you go back out of here, that was just in passing. I really wanted to point out instruction and information literacy. If you just click on that, I'm sorry.
Can I for a second?
Yes.
Are you going to talk about WorldPath at all?
Yes, just.
I'll shut up.
That's all right. Yes, I'm trying to use this, and I go down a certain way, and that's fine.
Sure.
Evaluate a library instruction session. If all of you can go back to this, follow this pathway in.
Request a library instruction?
No, ask. Well, you can also request. So if you wanted somebody to do something for 420, or the PEDS course, or something else, in the past I've done things for the RN to BS, but it sounds like that's changing. And right, and so maybe we need to figure out a way to do that. If somebody can help do it, set it up physically, and I can help work on content, that would be fine, because I've had that interest since a sabbatical I did way back in 1975. So, okay. So yes, so if you want to if you will go in and respond to that yourselves, that will be done anonymously. I get the results, I can give them back to Joan. So, if you want to do something like this in the future, or blah, blah. So there are 3 questions in there. You can answer them as much as you want to. All right? So I just wanted to flag that early. Let's go back out and one level. And I just want to mention everybody's all set. Yeah, if you just go back out, because back out a level. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to flag this early on, because sometimes it's forgotten, and I wasn't sure where we'd be teaching. And then everybody's all set about interlibrary loan. Okay, and that's something to endorse for your students to get them in.
For interlibrary loan, I know it's free to us.
It's free to everybody.
Oh, it's free to us.
Free to everybody, unless there's some kind of cost factor that we don't know about. There might be some quirk. Generally speaking, they will provide a PDF, but there might be a time when they provide a link. There might be timed access, and you can go into this link for a month, and then the link is gone. And I've only heard about that. I haven't actually experienced it. So we've got a bunch of these generalized things in here. Services for distance learners. Sometimes that can be useful for people too. All right. Okay, so the DNPs, if they are having problems, it might be something to look at. Anybody who's far away, any of the external classes, the RNs to BSs. Oh, do you need so, okay, so then if we go back out of here, I want to just point out so really just pointing out some features, and if you back out one more, and we're not getting into teaching commons, there are links in here, there's a learning commons, there are links in there, and if that's okay, we won't even go there. You can see also they repeat the subject librarians thing. That's sort of everywhere. So if you don't remember who I am, or you want to go to the accounting person or whatever, we have questions. We had a stats-related question, population-related question from someone the other day. I responded with some answers.